Yeah, Afro-Asiatic. Yeah, of Shemitic descent. Yeah, Uzi Yahoo. Yeah, come on. Afro-Asiatic. Yes. Yeah, yes. Of Shemitic descent. Let's go. Afro-Asiatic, step up in the place. Break your sis on, that's just in the place. She loves Somali rolls to see it on her face. If I switch up the mode, I can get her to stay. She love the Dom Perignon and the fish fillet. I told her that I'm vegan, try it my way. We whipping in the foreign like every day. She speaking to me foreign, I like what she say. Camilla ha, maka I, or deny nay. That's how she do it, it's the Afro-Asiatic way.
This is Uziyahu Ben Yehuda, aka the Shemitic African. Afro-Asiatic Hebrew Israelite of Shemitic descent. Official disclaimer. We don't believe in racism, hate, but we do discriminate between righteousness and wickedness. We don't believe or have a religion. We are an Afro-Asiatic Hebrew Israelite nation of Shemitic descent, which consists of 12 tribes of Israel that were scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. We follow Zedekah, righteousness. We accept and believe in the blessing from the Creator when He said, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth." Righteous marriage, monogamy, and polygyny is a necessary tool to birth our nation and to have abundant and quality of life. We believe that the African Edenic continent includes what we may call the Middle East, including Israel, and that Africa, Eden, is not just comprised of Hamitic descents, but Shemitic descents as well. We believe in the awareness, justice, and the sovereignty of the Afro-Asiatic Hebrew Israelite nation of Shemitic descent to return back to our sovereignty/kingdom, context, mind, language, land, clothing, expression, food, culture, government, economy, Torah, education, love, Yahweh, and righteousness, Zedekah. This is Uziyahu Ben Yehuda, aka the Shemitic African, as we say in the Afro-Asiatic Hebrew Israelite language. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom, shalom. This is Uziyahu Ben Yehuda, and I want to present today what is Afro-Asiatic Hebrew Israelite of Shemitic descent. Let's get into it. We have the Table of Nations. This is Noah's 3 sons. So most of the world consists of these, or we come from these 3 sons: Ham, Shem, and Japheth, after the flood. So everyone in the world, either you're Japhethite, Hamitic, or Shemitic. As we see, Ham had 4 sons that covers Africa. Shem, Middle East, Shemites, and Japheth, which covers Europe and Asia. All right, here's the genealogy sons of Japheth, which in Genesis chapter 10, 1-5, that you'll see the genealogy of Japheth. He's the father of the Gentiles/Europeans and some Indo-European Asians as well. So if those who you see in Israel today, the Ashkenazi Jews, Israel consists of 90% of the Ashkenazi Jews. They're actually from the seed of Japheth. They're Gentiles. They're Europeans. They're not Shemitic or Semitic. Then you have like the Greeks, the Romans, the Arabs today, these European Arabs today, the European Jews, because the Jews today and the Arabs today, they're genetically related, but they come from Japheth. They're Gentiles, they're European. The ancient Hebrews, the ancient Egyptians, and the ancient Arabs are actually Afro-Asiatic. The Egyptians are Afro-Asiatic Hamitic, and the Hebrews were Afro-Asiatic Shemitic. But the language, so Arabic, Hebrew, and Coptic or Egyptian language, Metaneta, like these 3 languages are Afro-Asiatic. It's just Kemet is Ham, from the sons of Ham, and Israel were from the son of Shem. But we were both black, and we both share a location on the African continent, language, history, etc. But here's Japheth's genealogy. You'll see Japheth had a son, Gomer, Magog, Javan, Meshech, Tiras. Oh, I just want you to pay attention. You see Gomer. Gomer had a son named Ashkenaz. 90% of the Jews in Israel are Ashkenazi Jews. Hence, they are from the sons of Japheth. They're not Shemitic. You can check the book called Arthur Koestler, The 13th Tribe. Check that book out. Many European, even many Jewish, many scholars are coming out and letting people know that the Ashkenazi Jews are connected to the Khazarian kingdom from the ancient Khazars, and they actually are European. They're Gentiles. They're not originally Hebrews. They're not Shemitic. And that King Bulan in 740 had his nation convert to the history, lifestyle of the true Hebrews, because we was already sent in captivity. And so I just want you guys to take note of that. Okay, we have the genealogy sons of Ham, Africans, Hamitic. So you have Ham genealogy and nation. Ham had Mitzrim, which is Kemet, Egyptians, Put, Libyans, Cush, which is the Ethiopians, and Canaan, which are the Canaanites. What's deep, the original Ethiopians are Hamitic, but you have those who are in the land of Ethiopia, Eritrea, in these areas that are actually Shemitic. They're not originally from there. They actually have a Shemitic tongue. They're Shemitic in tribe, in language, in culture, and location. You do have some Hebrews that when they were exiled in 70 AD, they actually fled into these lands. Some crossed from Israel, from Egypt on down. Some crossed from Israel. They went down to Saudi Arabia. Went down to the Middle East, down further into the Arabia, crossed over, probably by Ethiopia, probably by Eritrea, Somalia. Then you have those from Yemen, and then they crossed into Africa because of the exile. You have Canaan, which is the Canaanites. You have some of his tribes, like the Jebusites or whatever. You have Cush. He's Ethiopian. He had Nimrod. Nimrod is the founder of Babylon. That's just some things I wanted you to take a look at. Then we have Shem's genealogy. I'm not going to go into all of it, but the whole point is, you see Shem, we're there as well. We come from Shem. You see Eber right there. You have Eber, Eber, and so, yeah. So now we're going to look at the genealogy of the sons of Abraham. The genealogy of Abraham, because Abraham is from Shem. He's Shemitic. So we have Abraham. Abraham had Sarah as his wife, and Sarah handmaiden was Egyptian. Her name was Hagar. So Hagar was Egyptian. So he didn't have any children at the time. So Sarah told Abraham, to take Hagar, so he can have an heir, he can have a son. Back in the ancient days, it was a system where there was love and concern for our men. Definitely them having sons, so our nation, so our families, and so our nations can grow and continue, because we understood that life was in the seed. We understood that our men and our boys were very vital and very important. Today, it's a different focus. Other cultures, they don't focus on that, but in our culture, we show love, honor, and respect to our women, but we did understand the importance of the men and the vital role that they played in the expansion of our nation and the protection. But anyway, Abraham and Hagar, they had Ishmael. Ishmael had 12 princes. There's the list right there. Then later on, Abraham and Sarah, his wife, they had a child. Hagar was Abraham's wife as well. Abraham and Sarah, they had a child who was Isaac. Isaac married Rebekah. Then they had Jacob, which name was changed to Israel. So hence Israelites. So you have the Israelites, they have 12 sons. And then Abraham and Isaac, they also had Esau, which is the Edomites. And then they had children. When Sarah died, Abraham married Keturah, and though she have her sons, I just want you to see Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian right there. I just want to key in on that. You had the Midian or Midianites. The location of Midian is actually in Saudi Arabia now. So the ancient people they were Midianites. And since Abraham, he's the Hebrew, his name was changed to Hebrew. Eber means to cross over. So Abraham was the Hebrew. So you have Hebrew. Then you go down to Isaac. Then you go down to Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So from Abraham to Israel, we have Hebrew Israelites. And then from the 12 tribes of Israel, we go down to Judah. So we are Hebrew Israelites from the tribe of Judah. That's why we say that. All right. Then we have the genealogy sons of Jacob. Again, you see Abraham. You can go down to Sarah, then go down to Isaac, then Rebekah, then go over to Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. He has 4 wives, Zilpah, Leah, Rachel, and Bilhah. So our 4 mothers birthed the 12 tribes of Israel. Then you see Leah, then you see Judah. So that's where we come from. We come from Judah. What is a Hebrew? Hebrew is a member of the Semitic or Shemitic peoples inhabiting ancient Palestine and claiming descent from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Israelite. A Semitic language of the Afro-Asiatic family, the language of the ancient Hebrews, now the national language of Israel. Then, because remember it says we're Afro-Asiatic. So Afro, which is a noun, a thick hairstyle with very tight curls that sticks out all around the head, like the natural hair of some black people. Origin 1930s, independent uses of Afro, or an abbreviation of African. Hebrew, again, it just speaks on, it says, a member of the Shemitic peoples inhabiting ancient Palestine, like the other one said, claiming descent from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Semitic language of the Afro-Asiatic family. You can look that up in dictionary.com. Here is some things showing in the hieroglyphs, showing some Hebrews, how they look. If you see Hebrews making mud bricks, you see the color of the Hebrews. They are black or brown or melanated people. You look down, you see the afros. You see the afros with the slides. We are known for having afros, black people, African afros. Hence, Afro-Asiatic. So we're Afro-Asiatic Hebrew Israelites of Shemitic descent. Where every African nation is not Hamitic or from Kemet/Egypt. You have Israel. We're from Africa. Hebrew language family, Afro-Asiatic. Language branch, Semitic or Shemitic. Major languages, Arabic, Hebrew, Berber. Geographic distribution, Middle East, North Africa, East Africa, and Malta. List of Hebrew nations. Remember I said Abraham, those sons were Hebrew. They were Hebrews. List of Hebrew nations. The Israelites, Ishmaelites, Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, Midianites, Canaanites. What is Shemitic? Semitic or Shemitic is a noun, is a subfamily of Afro-Asiatic languages that includes Akkadian, Arabic, Aramaic, Ethiopic, Hebrew, and Phoenician. Adjective, of or relating to the Shemitic or Semites or their languages, especially of or pertaining to the Jews or the Hebrews or the Yehudim.
You can find that in dictionary.com, browse Semitic. The genealogy of Shemitic languages, you see Proto-Semitic or Shemitic. You have West, you have East, what it's boiling down to. Then you got Central, you got Northwest Semitic, Canaanite, it says Paleo-Hebrew, Moabite, you have South Semitic, you have Ethiopian, then you go down to Ethiopian, Northern Ethiopian, Ge'ez, Tigrinya, Southern Amharic. You have East Semitic, Babylon, Babylonian, Akkadian. Then down you see the path in the Levant area. You see Mesopotamia. Yeah. There's another map where you kind of see in that area, you see the different areas, the languages or whatever. You see down at the bottom by Ethiopia, you see Tigray, Tigrinya, Ge'ez, Amharic, Soto. You see, you just see the different, you see Arabic, you see Hebrew. Yeah. But what is Afroasiatic? Afroasiatic is a large family of languages spoken in northern Africa and southwest Asia, comprising the Semitic or Shemitic, Chadic, Cushitic, Berber, Omotic, and ancient Egyptian languages, formerly known as Hamito-Semitic. You can look that up in the free dictionary as well. So, Afroasiatic, a large family of related languages spoken both in Asia and Africa. Afrasian language, Afroasiatic languages, Hamito-Semitic. So, natural language sung in human written or spoken language used by a community opposed to a computer language. So you have Chadic, you have Semitic or Shemitic, a major branch of the Afroasiatic language family. You have Hamitic, a group of languages in northern Africa related to Semitic.